Hello, this is Pastor Kelly Omoji Gofia, the author Take Charge of Your Life, the author Understanding Your Time and Purpose, the author 21 Irrefutable Law in Building a Solid Marriage. This is under Wisdom Power Mentoring TV. On this section, we're going to focus on a few things. The reality of wrong choice. The reality of wrong choice. The Bible, it's a book of example. It's also a book of warning. When prophecy comes, they come to inspire, they come to give direction, they also come to give warnings. So this book, I'll be sharing some things from, is my new book. It's going to be online in the next 2 months. It's already done, going to a therapist race by now. It is good for us to understand, especially young people, that who you align to your life will affect your destiny. So this book is a material that will give the younger people, those who are about to get married, who are about to make their choice of who they want to bring in their life, a very clear warning why you should take time to put things together, have a concrete information before you make that decision for your life. A concrete information. You've passed through investigation. You have a clear conviction about who you want to marry. So this book gives us some very clear information of the danger that several people are in, several people have passed through. And today, not many people can come out to tell you what they passed through, because some didn't make it out of it. So this book, it's a book of warning, especially to those who are about to say yes, those who are planning to say yes. It's important that you take our time to follow through this series, talking about a few things, realities about wrong choice. Number one in the book is this. Reality of wrong choice. Number one is this. It has kept many people in bondage. God's idea is not that your marriage should become a bondage, but the wrong choice has what it takes to make marriage a bondage. The wrong choice has what it takes to bring you into a prison where you are locked up. That's a phrase I want you to take home. God's idea is to expand your life through marriage, not to lock your life in marriage. That's key word. God's idea is to expand your life through marriage, not to lock your life in marriage. This is number one warning, that marriage could become a bondage. Your choice could carry you into a bondage. Remember, God's idea is to expand your life through marriage, not to lock you in marriage. So when you are not married and you are locked in your marriage, then you have got into a bondage. Let me give you some points on bondage. What bondage really is. Bondage is when your life stops after you get married. Your life stops after you get married. Your life should not stop when you get married. Your dream should not stop when you get married. Your vision should not stop when you get married. But bondage is when your dreams, your visions, and your life stops when you get married. Whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, marriage should not stop your dreams. It should aid your dreams. It should aid your vision. Your life should not stop because you got married. But there are several people's cases today whose life had to stop because they got married. Listen, friends, this is very clear advice, straight advice. One of the reality you will face in a wrong choice is your life will stop when you get married. Your life will stop when you get married. It is called bondage. When your life stops when you get married. That is not God's idea. God's idea is to expand our life through marriage, not to lock our life in marriage. Another point for bondage. Bondage is when you become a slave after you get married. Slave after you get married. Subjugation is real. Abuse is real when you are in bondage. Let me give you a quick story. I was in the High Court last year, and two lawyers came to pick up a judgment. It was interesting because I was there. Some other prison staffs were there. They came to check out, to hear the hearing for the day of the court. So while we're there, it was a case of a marriage that was about to be dissolved. So the lawyer for the woman was in the court, the lawyer for the man was in the courtroom. Both of them were in the courtroom, but the couples were not in the courtroom. And then the judge asked a question, called for the case, and both of them were there. And then he began to read the judgment. The lawyer said, "You are here to pick up the judgment for the case." The judge began to read the judgment. And the judge began to state a couple of things. The marriage was about 15 years at that time. 15 years, about 17 years old, about 15 years. And then the judge began to explain some certain things. The woman had filed for the divorce. And the reason, the important reason she placed why she wanted the marriage to be dissolved was this: verbal abuse. That have moved her into depression. That was the reason she was filing for the divorce. That she was losing her mind because she got married. An issue had happened in the course of the marriage, and the husband refused to forgive her. So he constantly put that problem on her face. And right in the courtroom, a marriage of 15 years was dissolved in less than 10 minutes. And the judge gave this judgment and, put the responsibility on the woman, responsibility on the man, the child. They had one child. How they're going to take care of the child and all of those things, the upkeep here, for education, for house rent, and a couple of things were said. I sat there in the courtroom that day and I said, God, a verbal abuse that have moved her into depression. That is a marriage that has moved into what? Bondage. Bondage is real. Because God's idea is not for us to begin to manage and endure our marriage. It's for us to enjoy our marriage. And I tell you, friends, I have seen several cases. I've intervened in several cases. Sometimes I just ask, how do these people come together? This is direct to you as a young man, as a young woman. Your life, your destiny is important to God, is important to the human race. So your choice of who to marry is critical to fulfilling your purpose. Bondage is real because of a choice. Bondage is real. In my book on this reality of wrong choice, it's comprehensively written down on the things you will experience when your marriage stops your life. I'll give you two more points on this, on bondage. Bondage is when you lose your voice and uniqueness after you get married. Your voice, your uniqueness, you lose them after you get married. Some people look very smart, they look agile, they look intelligent, they look creative, then they get married and everything goes on the ground. They lose their voice, lose their uniqueness. Why? Because the environment they entered wasn't the right environment for their life. Many young people, according to statistics, shows that a lot of young men who wants to get married, they have 65% of the people, all they think about is sex. That is why most people make a wrong choice. That is why most people make a wrong choice, because they are covered with emotions, they are covered with feelings, they are covered with their sex drive, so they make a wrong choice. Bondage is real. People lose their uniqueness, they lose their voice. This is bondage. Your life should not go down, your life should increase. Your voice should be heard more of the things that you are called to do, of the things that you are sent to do. Remember, every one of us came from above to be planted on the earth, to grow and bring fruit and serve the world with our fruit. Your marriage should not be an environment that kill your fruit, that kill your seed. It should be an environment that sustain your fruit, that sustain your seed, and help you serve your fruit to the world. In my book, The Reality of Wrong Choice, you will see more on this topic on marriage has kept many people in bondage. I'm going to run through about 10 points on this material just for the series on this section. Remember, get this material, share, like, and make comments. God bless you.